Gyökeres has not even kicked a ball, and the hate has already started. 15-minute non-debut. It's not his debut. He has 0 appearances for Arsenal. If he'd have scored 10 goals in 15 minutes, they would not count. It is pre-season. But what's sparked this early hate? What has already made the world go for Victor Gyökeres? We're going to delve into that. Hit the like button. Make sure you are subscribing. Please share this stream. We're going to go into it. We're going to delve into it. We're going to talk about it because it's been 15 minutes and it's already begun. And Arsenal fans, I think you really do have to strap yourself in for this one. Tweets such as this: 1 trophy bottled, 1 trophy chicken, 1 trophy given away, 1 trophy gone forever, 1 trophy vanished. Talking about pre-season trophies now as a way of bantering. This here, Victor Gyökeres' debut. By the way, it's not his debut. His debut will be against Manchester United. 0 goals, 0 shots, 0 dribbles, 0 duels won, 2 touches. 100% has to be constipated. No one cared until you put on the arse, is what he says here. Me liking every Victor Gyökeres 001 post. And again, it's already started by the football trolls, 001. It's already started by rival fans, 001. And I know straight away, Terry go, but what's your worry about this, Terry? It's just banter. Just let people do it. That's fine. It's fair to banter. There is room for it in football. I enjoy it and engage in it every single day. But do you know what's going to happen here? TalkSport are going to pick it up. Sky Sports are going to pick it up. All the ex-pros that are now pretending to be YouTubers are going to pick it up. And the agendas are going to run. And I've already seen troll football. They're trolls, yes. But I've already seen in the last 4 hours genuine content creators, genuine football fans have talking about, is this the worst debut we've ever seen from a main signing at a club? Speaking about the system, will it work? He only got 2 touches. I don't see a world in which Gyökeres gets any service at Arsenal. I've seen this notion that nothing has changed. It's going to be as terrible a season as last year. And again, all this is throwing spaghetti. A 15-minute appearance and a bad day in the office for Arsenal in a pre-season game isn't the... you shouldn't be nailing your flag to the mast on that. For me, it doesn't give you enough evidence. It doesn't give you enough indicators to come to any type of conclusion. And I'll give you an example away from Arsenal. There are people that think Liverpool won't gel. Liverpool, with all their new signings, may not gel. They haven't bought enough in defence yet. They've got an ageing defence, some injury-prone defenders, and they're going to be susceptible to counter-attacks. They're not going to gel and they could lose. And we saw the AC Milan game. And the internet was reacted in a similar way. Not as big, not as potent, but a similar way with, I told you, bruv, told you, my ball knowledge is good. Then you get the media running with it, and we all just know it's a load of old tosh. Pre-season is important for building fitness. It's important for trying ideas. But for different teams, it has a different level of importance. Man United need to get into a flow. Man United need to get themselves into a great space mentally. We've been bad for a number of years now in terms of league football. But when it comes to Liverpool, when it comes to City, when it comes to Arsenal, typically speaking, we know what they're going to deliver. We've seen an air of consistency over the last 3 years, even though Arsenal were off the pace of the previous 2 seasons last year. This idea that a bad game in pre-season is this key indicator, is the beacon to which you can wrap your whole opinion around, I think is wrong. And the biggest reason I think it's wrong, we'll come back to Gyokeres in a minute, is Zubimendi didn't start. But why didn't he start? Bad management. Loads of players that have been signed are not starting every game. Man United didn't even have Cunha on the bench because that happens a lot during pre-season. Gyökeres didn't start the game. If you actually watch the game from the beginning, there was a lot of space for Arsenal to run into. And they were trying a lot of long balls, which is a little bit different for Arsenal. Because they conceded a bit of a very well taken goal by Sarr, but a little bit of a fortuitous goal. Spurs then tried a tactic, which was just stick 11 men behind the ball for the next 50, 60 minutes of the game and make it impossible for Arsenal. And it was impossible for Arsenal. But Arsenal have Madueke to add to this team. They have Gyökeres to actually start more minutes. They also have Eze, who they're working on, or a player of that ilk, a more creative central and left-sided player to help unlock defences, because that is a genuine key concern about unlocking low blocks going into the season. You also have the element that when you get 70 minutes in, you're making 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 changes, which is abnormal at any level of the game. Meaning it's very difficult to make that many changes and to keep a cohesive team and for everybody to be working well together. And we all know this. This is normal. Most of us, when we assess our own teams, I do this with Man United, we made mass substitutions against Bournemouth at the 69th minute. Strange minute, but it was the 69th minute. I assessed the last 21 minutes of the game differently to I assessed the first 69 minutes, where we had some of our better players out there in a system working together. I don't suddenly assess the next 21 minutes in the same light. The same as our opening game against Leeds. We just started to grow into the match, and then we made 11 changes at half-time, and there wasn't really any flow to the game. Some United fans lost their mind. I thought that was crazy for that stage of pre-season, because this is essentially training. And the one thing I would add is that all of this 20-plus years ago used to go on behind closed doors. You wouldn't see the games. You might hear about it, but they were behind closed doors games. No one cared about the results. We as fans didn't even get to see it. Now, I understand we want to be entertained a little bit now because we pay to watch these games. We go to the matches, we buy the subscriptions, we pay for the TV channels to watch it on, so we want to be entertained. But that's because the clubs are making money out of this. Essentially, they still treat these games the way they always have, which are practice matches. Now, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't take an indicator out of this. It doesn't mean that you can't. I'm concerned. I get Arsenal fans going, I'm really concerned about our inability to break down a low block. But none of your new signings started or even in the matchday squad yet. The new signings are what are coming in to help fix that. You've got a couple more pre-season games, but there's still going to be an element of figuring things out in the early stages of the season. Now, when it comes to Victor Gyokeres, I'm not surprised to see these types of posts because people are just jealous. People are jealous that they haven't got a player in their team of this quality. And of course, and they're right for this, they want him to fail. Why would a rival not want him to fail? It doesn't make any... I really like Victor Gyokeres, but I don't want him to be a success at Arsenal. That being said, I am becoming sick and tired. And I know some people say, Terry, it's just banter, leave it alone. I can't. I hear journalists, I hear the media, I hear commentators say words like debut. First goal for the club. No. This element of pre-season, I reject. These are not real games. And and the reason why fans are now doing it is because the media are pushing this bullshit. And I hate the bad education. I was so lucky to grow up in an era of football where the pundits and commentators were high-level professionals, ex-pros, ex-managers, or people that were connected to the game for a long time. And they would always push back on this sort of stuff. Now, I almost feel like for the TV viewers, I almost feel for like the viewing figures, I almost feel like for the sort of the social media posts around, oh, could Arsenal have a bad season? Could Liverpool collapse? They over-egg the importance of these results. They talk about, oh, you know, Cunha's made two appearances now, no goals. Could there be a problem here? No. He's had a 45-minute and a 50-minute appearance in a team that's finding its feet. He's then going to play in the next... No one was ever worried about how many goals did your new signing get in pre-season ever before. And that's the element that I think we are over-egging in a very, very big way. There are times, yes, when you can see a team's improvements and go, oh, that's fun. That's exciting. That could be quite dangerous. That could be a little scary next year. But I think we're now going far too far. Yes, I get why the hate is there for Victor Gyokeres. I get why people want to shit on him. There's Arteta-outers that want it to fail so they can get what they want, and that's the manager to be sacked. There are rivals that want to shit on Arsenal, and I get and understand that element of the game. Maybe not the Arsenal fans wanting their new striker to fail, but that's another conversation. But I am sick to my back teeth of seeing the media, commentators, journalists, ex-pros lie to us about the significance of these results, and then you see a performance from Gyokeres today, which he didn't do anything. But it was also one of those situations where it was very hard to get the ball into him because of how deep Liverpool was sitting, Spurs were sitting, how they had 11 men behind the ball. They were taking off midfielders and attackers and bringing on centre-backs, and they made it almost impossible for Arsenal. Now, granted, I think Arsenal needs some better attacking players. Madueke could be one of them, I'm not sure. Eze is another. I do think that Waneri should have come on and got some game time. I would like to see how he handled that situation. That is fair. But the way Gyökeres is kind of being made this scapegoat, my message to Arsenal fans is don't be suckered in. Support your guy. He's going to need your support. He's going to need you behind him. He's going to need you cheering him on. Not being suckered in to think, well, that's one game with no goal and assists. You know, it's just absolute nonsense. But as ever, look, I want your views and I want your opinions on this in our comment section below. Am I being a bit over the top? Am I being overly sensitive to this because my club gets treated this way? And maybe I'm being a bit of an old fuddy-duddy when, you know, thinking preseason matters not. Maybe I'm reading the room wrong. Let me know now in the comment section below, and we'll see you all again very, very soon. Peace.